Hello everybody, welcome to the Generic Cappy YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am Generic Cappy, and today I am talking about the Pokémon Presents that aired on August 8th, 2023, which is the day I'm recording this. My reaction is already up from this Pokémon Presents. I did that reaction with my friend Kate. Again, it is already up. I like this Pokémon Presents a lot. It had a lot of amazingly cool news. Not necessarily like the surprising news that, maybe the 2021 Pokemon Presents from February had, where we got like a Legends announcement and the Gen 4 remakes. We had nothing like that here. We had like no really major surprises in terms of the games. There was a couple things that were surprising to me outside of the games, which I will talk about in this video. I like doing these types of videos just because, we don't usually get all the information within these presentations about, the games. Mainly the games, really, because they're able to explain a little bit more about everything else. But obviously, we didn't get the names of two different reveals that they showed off today for two different Pokemon. And so, I try waiting for that information before I do a discussion about it. And plus, when I'm reacting to it, I usually just react just because there's a lot of surprising stuff. So I'm not really able to talk about some of the stuff that stuck out to me within that video, or like when I'm reacting to it. But so I'm just discussing today's Pokemon Presents. I am very excited to do this because, again, this was 35 minutes long, so we have a lot of information to talk about. And the first thing they started off with, we're just gonna get right into it. The first thing they talked about was the Pokemon Worlds Championship, which is happening this weekend. I believe it's happening on August 8th to August 13th, which is really cool. Last year was my first time really watching Pokemon Worlds. So, this year I'm going to try to watch it again. Normally on the closing ceremony, they usually have another trailer for Pokemon in some way. Maybe we'll get another trailer this year. I'm not really sure. They haven't, obviously, they didn't do one in 2020. Or I don't think they did one in 2021 either. So, we didn't really get, we don't really know how they will handle the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, or Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, the Hidden Treasure DLC. And if they'll show off a trailer at Pokemon Worlds for that, they might just be a TCG trailer. Last year they showed off Cyclizar, and then a couple of competitive moves and items. So that's very exciting. But who knows what they show off today? I mean, on Worlds on, I believe, Sunday, which is very exciting. We got. I talked about this in my reaction. There's a lot of Pokemon plushies. A lot of Pokemon plushies that represent the different world championships throughout the world. I really like them. Obviously, I'm not sure if they sell these online, or if they did. I'm gonna have to look for this one because I really like. It's a pretty cool plushie. So I'm gonna try to see if they are selling the Pokemon Worlds 2023 plushie online. A Pikachu plush, but obviously we got the really cool logo here as well for Pokemon Worlds. Whoever wins the championship, they're a champion. It is really cool. And then we got to see some of the merch. We got to see the promo that they're giving out at Pokemon Worlds, which is really cool. I like this promo. We got all three of the Gen Paldea starters. We got Pikachu, we got Lapras, we got I forgot what they're called. The little mouse Pokemon. I know it starts with a T. Tondamaus. I think maybe that might be it. And then we got a Psyduck in a Pokeball floaty back in the background, which is really cool. It's a paradise resort. It's a paradise. That's very cool. And then we got to see the plushie. We get to see, I think this is from last year's Pokemon Worlds, which is really cool. And then we saw, so again, it's from August 11th to August 13th in Yokohama, which is really cool. And then, that's basically it. We got to see the plushie, and then they talked a little bit more about what they're going to be doing at Worlds itself outside of just Worlds. They're going to be going on a cruise. The cruise. They're going to have a parade of Pikachus, which is really cool. Overall, I had this stuff's cool. Obviously, for me, obviously I won't experience a lot of this stuff because I'm not going to Worlds. But it's still really awesome just to, see some of this stuff, what they're going to be doing. Hopefully there's be some videos that come out about everything. But, it's still very cool. And then from this point on forward, we basically just went into, animation news and actual games. I just realized he's wearing a Mew shirt, dress shirt, which is really cool. Button up, which is really cool. It has a lot of Mews on him. I didn't realize that one. We were watching the Poke Presents itself, but very cool, very cool. And then we got a new look at media production. I originally thought what they're gonna show off next was a book. I guess I wasn't listening as thoroughly. But they didn't show off a book. They showed off that we're getting a new animated series, which looks really cool. It's based off like the TCG, which is really awesome. Let me see if I can get the name of it. If it'll come up, maybe. Okay, no, we got okay. So we got a teaser for it. Okay, so it's after the teaser. Pokemon Path to the Peak, which is really cool. I like that a lot. It's really awesome. I'm definitely gonna watch that. It's premiering this August, which is really awesome. I mean, not this August, this Friday. So maybe I'll actually do a reaction to that if I'm able to, because that's something really cool to watch. Something really interesting. And then from here on out, we basically start getting headlines. So we started off with Detective Pikachu Returns, which looks really cool. The concept really looks really cool. I know there's been a lot of talk about how it actually looks. It doesn't bother me that much, but I have, it does look like a 3DS game. It does look like it's built off the 3DS game at the very least. They did announce this in the middle, like at the beginning of the Switch era, so I have to think that they did have a general idea that it would be going to Switch. But obviously, maybe they started off as a 3DS game and maybe as DLC to the first game, and then the 3DS was starting to be phased out, so they're like, okay, we're gonna release on the Switch. And obviously, it took 4 years since the announcement, so there could be a lot of content in this game. I'm very excited to play it. I do have the first game, so I was kind of hoping that maybe there would have been an announcement in this Presents talking about maybe they'll release like the second game. I mean the first game on the Switch. Maybe it's like a shadow drop like Nintendo in general has been doing with a lot of their GameCube games. Like for instance, I'm going a little bit ahead, not in the Presents, but like in a video I want to make about like just predictions about what Nintendo may be doing for the rest of the year and going into the future before their next generation console. I have a feeling maybe we might get a shadow drop of the first Luigi's Mansion on this Switch. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just especially since Luigi's Mansion 2 / Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon's coming to the Switch. And we already have Luigi's Mansion 3. We could have the whole Luigi's Mansion series, which is really awesome. But yeah, we got a really good trailer. We saw a bunch of good characters. We saw Tim Goodman. We saw his papa, which I believe is Henry. What's Harry? My bad. We saw Harry Goldman, a good man, and then we saw a bunch of other characters. We saw Irene, and we saw we saw Sophia. So that's what I really liked about the game. Obviously, we had the movie adaptation, but a lot of the stuff we didn't see in the actual movie. Maybe they will adapt some of this stuff for a future movie. Who knows? Maybe that's why they're waiting so long. Maybe in the future we will get a announcement of the second movie. Who knows? But yeah, and then we saw a bunch of cool little characters. Really cool. The reason why I didn't realize that's a really cool text box. I know that's something that's really weird to point out, but it does look really cool. We got Pikachu, Detective Pikachu right there. We got Tim. We saw Clefable. We got Growlithe. We saw Manectric. We got some pretty cool Pokemon in this game. And then I'm not sure if they showed it off. That's Manectric. Growlithe. We saw Detective Pikachu riding a Growlithe to find clues. We saw Alolan Darmanitan. I can't really pronounce Darmacharla. That's wrong. We saw Lucario, but that's my biggest issue. I have a issue pronouncing a lot of these Pokemon names. Darumaka. There you go. There is. I kind of think that I don't know, because we saw Corviknight there. So this game does have Gen 8 Pokemon in it. So unless Gen 8 was being like developed on the 3DS. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure where this game really stands in the timeline of where it's being made. Honestly, maybe that's why this game took so long to come out, because we saw obviously we got Gen 7 Alolan Darumaka. Then we also get Alolan Executor. So Gen 7, and then Mewtwo. We saw Mewtwo here. That was a little tease for we're gonna see Mewtwo later in the Presents. But You know, we saw Corviknight and we saw Inteleon in the original review. So, you know, maybe eventually, you know, maybe that's why they changed it soon. They changed it like in development to add more Gen 8 Pokemon, which is, you know, I think that's pretty cool. I don't think we're getting any Gen 9 Pokemon in the game just because, you know, this game probably was, you know, being developed without Gen 9 really in mind. We got our Gen 3 starter plushes. We got, I didn't really put this out. We got the, I believe these are also world plushies, for the Gen 9 starters. We got Miraidon and Koraidon. We got Snorlax sleeping, you know, Pokemon sleep. We got Detective Pikachu. We got Palmy. You know, we got Mew, Mewtwo. So we saw pretty much everything we're going to see in the Pokemon Presents back here, but we just didn't know yet, which is really cool. I like when they do that. But, you know, again, you can pre-order the game now, which is really awesome. And then, you know, we got the Horizons trailer, which looked really good. You know, Horizons looks really awesome. I'm very excited to be able to watch it. Obviously, you know, I don't think they didn't show the date here, but I'm pretty sure they did announce the date at some point in the past recently. They said it's coming soon, which is really cool. We got, you know, at this point I thought, so I know they talked about this before, as like, you know, I mean, I don't think they named it, but that is Terrapagos. I can't pronounce the Pokemon's name, but Terrapagos. That's Terrapagos. And basically, you know, that is Terrapagos. So I originally thought it was a pre-evolution Terrapagos, but it is not. It is a other form of Terrapagos. I found that out in the information that was released after the Pokemon Presents, which, you know, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that is really cool. You know, I thought we were gonna do a Cubfu or Shifu type of thing, and I didn't. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't really. We're getting new Pokemon, but I sometimes I really think that these new form things are pretty cool. You know, because, you know, I think, you know, new forms are cool. You know, it shows that like there's something that's gonna happen that allows it to go into its new form. Obviously, with the Urshifu Cubfu thing, there was also something you had to do to, you know, you had to like do certain moves and everything to get it to evolve. So, you know, I had also criteria to it. So it's not really that different, but, you know, still I like new forms. I like forms Pokemon. And we got Pokemon Go. We got Pokemon Go news. You know, they talked about, you know, a lot of stuff that they're doing. They showed off some of the events they're going to be doing in the game. So they just did an event in London last week, I believe, and Osaka. And then we got an event in New York in about 2 weeks, which is really cool. About next weekend, for Pokemon Go Fest, which is really cool. And then we have a global Go Fest the weekend after. So we're going to get, in this Go Fest, we're going to see Diancie and Mega Diancie and Mega Rayquaza. Did they show regular Rayquaza? I wonder. No, okay, so just Mega Rayquaza. And then we got our little, you know, I don't think I remember this in my predictions, but we are going to be we're going to start seeing Gen 9 Pokemon in Pokemon Go, which is really cool. You know, it is really interesting, you know, to think about how we've actually caught up to the mainline games and like the current generations in Pokemon Go now. You know, it's not something I would have really thought in 2016 that we would have caught up this quickly to the, you know, because it takes Pokemon Go released in Generation 6, you know, right before Generation 7 came out. So we've had pretty much most of we haven't had Generation 7, Generation 8. So we've only really had 2 to 3 gens since Pokemon Go came out, and they've already caught up. You know, we're starting to see Gen 7 Pokemon. I mean, Gen 7, 8, and 9 Pokemon. So, you know, it's really cool in my opinion. You know, we got the Scarlet and Violet shoes, which is really cool. And we saw Quaxly, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco. And then, you know, we're gonna be seeing a lot of Pokemon Go news. You know, every single I was actually very. I haven't thought about this in a long time. Pokemon Go was out 7 years ago. 7 whole years ago. That's crazy. I didn't realize this was Unite at first. I thought it was Cafe Mix for some reason. But yes, you know, again, Mewtwo. We got Mewtwo's everywhere. You know, maybe it's a little tease for something that's gonna show off later. But yeah, you know, it's really cool. You know, they didn't spend a lot of time on the mobile games, which I know is something that a lot of people were worried about. They didn't really do that, and I think that's cool. That's very cool in my opinion. You know, they had a lot of information here. Again, nothing like super new for the games or anything, but you know, they had a lot of information, which is really awesome. So we got the Mewtwo Y is being Mega Mewtwo Y is being added to Pokemon Unite, which is really cool. And then I think that's it, honestly. Yeah, and then they had a little thing to commemorate it. You can get a 3-day limited license for Mew and Mewtwo. You can get a Platinum Mew Boost Emblem and one for Mewtwo as well, which is really cool if you use that code. Prize machine event. I'm not actually sure. I guess you get cosmetics in the game, which is really cool. What is this Pikachu? Ooh, I see. I don't remember a lot of this stuff from the presents, but all this looked really cool. I'm really happy to see that. Sorry about that. Okay, and then so right here I was like, they're showing off Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They're gonna have the DLC in the middle. I was like, And then I remember that Nemona was announced Pokemon Masters, which is really cool. We're starting to see Gen 9 characters also show up in Pokemon Masters, and this is the run up to 4 years, and Nemona is gonna be part of that, which is really cool. Hopefully Nemona is gonna go around battling everybody. So we can find out who's the best trainer in Pokemon Masters. She's bringing Palmont, which is really cool. And then they're doing an event for Nemona's debut. They also showed off that she can really get. This is obviously I don't remember his name, but it's a Victor. Victor gets Bacteria as a event. They're gonna be adding Pokemon Masters, and then they're gonna get 3,000. They do this pretty much every Pokemon Presents where they have like a little thing where you can get 3,000 gems. Still very cool. It's the part of the 4-year anniversary of the game, which is also crazy. This game's been out for 4 years, but still very cool. And then we see Tatsuguri here. I was like, They really like doing like this little thing where they like showed off, the actual like Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then they will have like a little connection to like another mobile game for it. It's really cool. I like that a lot. And they also do that with like the going in the future. I believe it was called Paldea Winds, which is really cool. And then we got some news on Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is really cool. They're adding you can serve your best dishes with these 3 Tatsuguri, which is really cool. So I guess they're adding them as actual like chefs you can get, which is really cool. That's really cool. And then I think so. Jigglypuff's new. Is Vaporeon new? Interesting. See, I really like Pokemon Cafe Mix. I mentioned in my reaction that I played it for a couple weeks, maybe like not a couple days. I mentioned a couple days in my reaction, but a couple weeks in my reaction. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I like Pokemon Cafe Mix. It's remix. It's really cool. Back then I played it when it was Pokemon just Cafe Mix, so I never played the remix version, but I like Cafe Mix. So yeah, Cafe Mix is real cool. And then we went into NSO stuff. We didn't get the I probably if we honestly got the Gen 1, 2, and 3 games, or at least Gen 1 and 2 maybe, or just Gen 1, that probably would have made people a little more excited for the Pokemon Presents. But we just got the TCG, and Stadium 2, which were games that were announced previously. So I think it's really cool that they're doing this. They're adding them. I know that there's some functionality that is missing because we don't have the games, especially for Stadium 2 and Stadium 1. But still, I think that's really cool that they're finally adding them. They announced these in... I think they announced the TCG card game is coming to NSO Game Boy in some February when they released the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance for NSO. Game Boy Advance for NSO expansion pack. And then they announced Stadium and Stadium 2, I believe, last year in like the Direct, September Direct, which is really interesting, Still really cool. We got Stadium 1 and Stadium 2 now, and the trading card game. Really awesome. Pokemon is starting to show up on NSO, and maybe in February of next year. Maybe they're saving it for a Pokemon Day announcement. Maybe we will get the Gen 1, 2, and 3 games, or at least some of those games. It is really, they have on the box art, it links to Game Boy, Pokemon Gold, Silver, Yellow, Blue, and Red. So, I think eventually maybe we'll get them. Maybe it is a little weird because at this point in the Switch's lifespan, we are so close to probably the next console that it may not be advantageous for them to do that, because then they can just release on the next console. You know, they can have like those games there at day one on the next console, just so you know, as like a little thing for like people that want to go buy it, they can buy those games. You know, it gives them a little boost. But yeah, you know, so Pokemon Sleep, they're doing a Pokemon Sleep event in the game. You know, that will, when the moon is full, it's time for a good sleep day, and then during this time your Snorlax's drowsy power will be stronger than usual. I believe they say it was doubled. Might be like double. I mean, times 1.5, which is really cool. But you know, we're gonna get. I haven't played Sleep in about a month. Oh, not a month. In about a week. So I gotta get back to doing that. I do have one day I logged on my Pokemon Go Plus that I gotta add to the game, but I'm not sure I can add that anymore. But because I was like from a couple of days ago. But yeah, I like Pokemon Sleep. Pokemon Sleep is a really cool game. You know, like I said in the little disclaimer here, it is for entertainment purposes and not really for anything else. So I think it's really cool. You know, it's a normal, like, it's just a small little thing that you can do as like a passive game, which is really awesome. You know, we have a couple of those in the Pokemon franchise, which is really awesome. But we'll probably get an announcement on this soon. It says you please wait for future announcements, so you'll probably get maybe in like a week or so further details on this. And then basically from this point forward, I believe, was all Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stuff. You know, they did like a transition, so we spent about 20 minutes on, you know, everything else besides Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then we went to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is really cool. So yes, so you know, again right here, like we see, like, you know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we're like, interesting. And then we see this, and we're like, what? What are they doing? Is this concept art? You know, we see the Pokemon Center there. We see Mesagoza. We're like, interesting. A treasure from my own heart. What's that? I mean, what? I gotta read that wrong. I read that wrong. A treasure of my very own. What's that? Let me see a Palmy. And then, you know, it turns into that this is like an animated show, like Twilight Wings, and I forgot what it's called. It wasn't Journeys, but obviously Journeys is an animated show. But Pokemon Generations and that stuff. So you know, we did see there's some these are some art from the games that they have, some not concept art but character art, which is really cool. And then we basically were introduced to Pokemon Paldean Winds, and it's gonna be starting on September 6th. I'm not sure if it's just one episode, might be more than one episode, but we're gonna be seeing, at least starting it on September 6th, which is really awesome. You know, be able to watch it. It's just like it says a web series, so I'm assuming it starts on September 6th, unless they're releasing all of them at once. And then we went into basically the last two announcements of this Presents. We went into the Mewtwo raids and Mew being added as an event for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We got this really cool trailer for it. You know, honestly, I feel like this trailer like really hyped up the raid. You know, it was like a super animated trailer. You know, we saw Mew versus Mewtwo. You know, it's really awesome. You know, it's really awesome just to, you know, see this type of stuff on from Pokemon. You know, just to see, you know, this honestly, I thought they would maybe do something like they did with Iron Leaves and Walking Wake, or Waking what? Yeah, it's probably Walking Wake. I thought they would do something like that where they just showed off the raid, but no, they did a whole animation for it, which is in itself really cool. And I'm glad that they did this for this raid event, which is, you know, really cool in itself. But yeah, so they're calling it they're not really calling it anything, but it's Get Mew and Mewtwo. Add Mew to your team and challenge Mewtwo with the mightiest mark. It's really awesome. So basically what it is we're going to be getting Mew as a mystery gift. So the code is starting right now. You can do it, and the code is Get Your Mewtwo with the O, instead of being O, is a 0. And I think does this mean it has all of the typing as Terra raids? That's interesting. That is interesting. Maybe you get a random Terra type. The hashtag my very own Mew. It's very interesting. That is interesting. That's very something you gotta think about, I guess. Does it have all the Terra types? And then we get a Mewtwo Terra battle, which is really awesome. And yeah. And that's they didn't announce if it's gonna be 7 stars. I think it is, based on the fact it has the Mighty Mark. But I think every 7 star has a Mighty Mark. But I'm not really sure. And they're also doing they'll be doing events leading up to this Terra raid battle, which starts on September 1st and ends on September 17th, where you can like train up, you get like additional things that you might need to battle Mewtwo with. So that makes me think that it will be a 7-star raid. But so I'm very excited to do this Mewtwo. I think it'll be kind of cool to do that. We get items through these raids to be able to handle this Mewtwo. And then basically from this point forward, we got trailers. We got a 10-minute segment on the DLC, which is really awesome. We got Ogerpon, which looks really cool. I'll just basically talk through the trailer. I'll let it play, but let me actually make it full screen. So we got Ogerpon right there. Looked very cool. Game Freak's logo. I think some of the stuff we saw in the Nintendo Direct show, we got Phantomp, which is really cool. Cramorant, again, very cool. Clefairy, very cool. And then we got our character. Our character's right there. And then that's basically, I think, where it takes place. I don't remember the name. We'll get to that. They do mention the presents, but so we got Yanima, we got Poliwhirl, we got a character, we got the new Pokemon. Get to the name. I forgot the name, and I also don't really remember how to pronounce it. But Ekans, Apom. So we're seeing a couple new Pokemon that are adding to the game in itself. I'm not sure if Apom was in the game originally, but Apom's in the game now. If that's not the case, and yeah, so we see a couple more characters. We got Kyrian. They talk about these characters a little bit more in the actual trailer, but we see Kyrian. We see our loyal 3, as they're being referred to. We see the new Pokemon, the evolution of Appleton, which is really cool. Or Appleton. Or maybe it's just the evolution of Flapple. Maybe it's like a 3. Now maybe it's 3 like 3 paths to evolution. I gotta look into that a little more. But then, okay, so this is not something I've really been seeing talked about online, but this is like a Terra mask. So I'm not really sure what this means. Like, do certain Pokemon get specific Terra? Like is this like our new Terraforms? Like in the actual game, we didn't get like any exclusive Terraforms, so like special so like for Z moves, we had special Z moves for specific Pokemon, and then with Gen 8 we had Gigantamax and Dynamax, and Gigantamax was a special form that certain Pokemon got. So is this like a new form for certain Pokemon? I think that's pretty cool if that's the case. I don't know, maybe it's exclusive just to these 4, because we see them all. Okay, so we see Ogerpon do it, so maybe it's just Ogerpon. I thought all 4 of them were doing it, but we see like Ogerpon lost his mask, so I'm not really sure. Maybe the mask is a Terra item. I think we see Wingull Magmar. I think that'd be kind of cool. Obviously we'll probably get more information on it before it releases, so people have like a better understanding. But then we see, this part's about the Indigo Disc. Very cool. We see a bunch of our new characters. I like that you're able to like change around the room, which is really awesome. I'm very excited to be able to do that. Emolga, NK, Lapras, Alolan, Sandshrew, Scizor. You can catch a Scizor now. See, then we see Scizor, and we see Mandibuzz, I think, and we get we are able to fly. I'm gonna pause that. I know that was a complaint that I saw online a while ago, that we weren't able to like fly around. Let me actually see something, because let me check something. Okay, yeah. So I know there was a complaint online that we couldn't really see. I couldn't really see something. We couldn't fly. I saw that was like something I listened to a couple of days ago, that like that was like one of their complaints, that like your legendary Miraidon or Koraidon couldn't fly around, or like it didn't have like the same thing as Hisuian Bravery, where like it would gradually glide down and not just go straight down. I'm skipping things, but so let me pause. But yeah, I think that was just a mini game, but it would be cool if like you do that and then you get the ability just to slowly, you can just fly around at that point. But we'll see. We see a double battle, very cool. Double battles. We're probably gonna see a good amount of double battles. I know that was also another complaint that we didn't have a lot of double battles in the game itself. So we see a double battle there. Very cool. Very, very cool. I think maybe those are Virgin exclusives. That's probably what they were trying to show there. Maybe not. Who knows? And then, you know, we see this. And then we see the evolution to Duraludon, which is really crazy. You know, it's really crazy that, same thing with like the Flapple Appleton, you know, line. We're getting new evolution in just a generation later. Same thing with Duraludon. I think that's really cool in itself, but you know, it's interesting because it's something to think about. You know, we're getting new evolutions like right after a new generation. I think that's kind of cool. You know, obviously they did that kind of with Gen 4. We got, you know, very close. Whoa, that's Raikou. That's a legendary Paradox of Raikou. But yeah, we got like pretty close to when they released, you know, new forms or new evolutions to some older Pokemon when Gen 4 released. But we saw, you know, Paradox Raikou and Paradox Cobalion. Very cool, very cool. They won't be in raids this time, so they're actually a part of the story. Maybe. You know, you might have like a whole event for them. That's actually not something that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. We might have actual events for those, which is really cool. You know, actually in-game events. Politoed, Blossom, Chandelure. You know, when I saw this, not this one. When I saw Komowo, like with this, I thought maybe it would have been a new form. It doesn't look like it, but you know, still very cool. And that's basically it. That is basically the full trailer for the Scarlet Violet DLC. We get a little animation montage thing here, basically showing some of the art that we saw within the game, and then basically goes straight into Area Zero, which is really cool. You know, obviously, like the DLCs are connected to Area Zero, the name, the hidden treasure of Area Zero. So that's very exciting. You know, we're gonna find out. You know, pretty much, we're probably gonna find out a lot of the answers that we still have about Area Zero. You know, including what, you know, maybe we'll go in the past. Who knows? You know, what was some of the research, some of the extra research being done? Hopefully we get answers to those things. I'm assuming we'll probably get answers more in the second DLC, because that one looks like it has the actual Paradox Pokemon, and then the first DLC has like new Terra. Like we're trying to learn about the Terras a little bit more, like the Terrestrialized phenomenon, which is really cool. And then, so yeah, from here on out, we basically got an in-depth look at the DLCs. Just, you know, a voice overview of the DLCs. You know, we saw the teal mask at first. It's a field trip. We're going to a field trip with Bar. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually listen to the actual presents overview for this, because I mean it's pretty cool. So because that also explains a lot while we're listening to it. Briar. Which is interesting because this is an instant connection to the second DLC. Briar is from the Blueberry Academy, so you know, maybe we leave off at some point in this DLC that like you need to play the second DLC to like get the full answer. Like maybe we get a little tease of this. Maybe we see Cobalion or Raikou or something like that. But I think that's pretty cool. But it is a joint school trip, so it's gonna be between, you know, your academy and the Blueberry Academy. Kitakami, which is very cool. The apples, you know, this is our connection for evolution for Flapple and Appleton. Yanma, Hoothoot, Clefable, Grunter, Poliwag, Corphish, Sunskirt, Oricoro, Hoothoot again.
You'll also meet two siblings who study at Blueberry Academy.
And then I think these characters are also in the second DLC. So we see Carmine here. And then we also see Kieran, which is really cool. You know. And Diplin. Yeah, so it's a new evolution of Applin. Diplin, which is really cool. You know, just, you know, in itself, you know, again, it's really cool that we're getting Gen 8 evolutions in this generation. You know, that's not something, that's actually something like I haven't really heard people discuss. Like, we're gonna get Gen 8 evolutions. You know, so I think that's really cool.
Learn all about a folktale passed down in this land.
The self-guided dwarf Kitakami, which is really cool. Swinub. And then we basically get a little bit more information on the story itself.
This folktale tells of Pokemon who once saved Kitakami from an evil ogre.
Whoa.
Okidogi.
Okidogi.
Monkey
Dory.
And
Pheasantipity.
These
really
Pokemon
cool.
are known as the Loyal Three, and they're hailed as heroes.
They're
In the land of
heroes.
Kitakami,
But yeah,
inspired by the
I
tale
mean,
of the Loyal Three and the Ogre, the Festival of Masks
I've been seeing a lot of people talk on the
and the village
like through
bustles
some
with
discussions
solve.
that maybe like Ogerpon isn't actually evil, and you know, Loyal 3 maybe like did something, like they made it seem like Ogerpon was evil, but it wasn't actually the case. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be a pretty cool
What
twist
mystery could lie
if that's
behind
the
this
case.
old folktale? We hope you'll all
Ogerpon.
dive in and find out for yourselves.
And then basically from this point on, we got no wait.
A
Okay, so we got a little
traveling
more on
photographer
Kitakami.
also visiting the village. Meet Perrin. It seems
Hello,
he's
Perrin.
here in search of a certain Pokemon.
Which here is I don't remember the name of the character, but this is like based on the hairstyle, it's a connection to the character, the leader of the Diamond Clan in Pokemon Legends. I don't remember their name, but Adaman. This is a connection to Adaman, which is really cool based on the hairstyle. Maybe obviously we might not get any direct connection, but it is a mini game. You know, we take pictures of Pokemon, which is really cool. Maybe that's like a new way to start cataloging Pokemon. And then we get another mini game with the Ogre Austin, which is really cool. You play with your friends.
You'll get Mochi, which can help your Pokemon grow strong.
Ooh, again, that's very cool.
You can use
Some of the stuff I don't
Mochi
remember,
to
but
increase base points for your Pokemon's
Mochi's a
stats.
new item. She's really awesome.
Fresh start Mochi can
It's like a,
reset a Pokemon's base
this
points,
might be
so you
like
can train
bottle
your favorite
caps.
Pokemon just the way you like.
It's very cool. Very cool.
And that's not all. You'll be getting the new Roto Stick 2. Take photos with wider angles using the Roto Stick.
Roto
Try out
Stick
new
2.
poses and give your snapshots more variety.
Very cool. Very cool.
Enjoy your school trip amid the beautiful land of Kitakami.
That's it. You know, that's it for that DLC. And then we went to a little bit on the Teal Mask. I mean, not the Teal Mask, the Indigo Disc. You can tell that I am a little bit tired. This Presents did happen really early in the morning. It happened at 9 a.m. where I am, so that's even earlier on the western coast, the Pacific coast. So you know, this happens all the time. But you know, I just wanted to digest all the information from Pokemon Presents. We got Cyrano.
This is Blueberry Academy, where your story will unfold.
Which is really cool, Cyrano.
Amazingly enough, this newly built school
Blueberry
lies
Academy.
mostly underwater.
It's mostly underwater. That's very awesome. Very awesome. I really like the design of it on it. Honestly, I know Pokemon Scarlet and Violet isn't the best looking games, but the Academy looks really cool. Blueberry Academy, you know, it's in the water. Maybe will it traverse the, the outsides of it a little bit. So I think it's pretty cool. I think the Blueberry Academy is really cool.
In the terrarium located within the school, you'll
And the
find
terrarium is split
subtropical
into
savanna
4
biome,
different areas where you
the
can
lush
basically,
coastal biome,
that basically have and holds different
rough
Pokemon.
and rugged canyon biome,
You know, that brings other Pokemon from like different regions. Like I know
or
in the
artificially
direct
protected areas.
they had Alolan Executor. Obviously you can't get Alolan Executor in Paldea, but you know, just because it can live in one of these climate zones, it's allowed. You know, they were to bring it over, which is really cool.
These areas is home to
Pyroar,
many different Pokemon.
Alolan Executor, Golurk,
You'll get to know
Batang.
students of this academy,
It's very cool.
classes, and experience a student life that's a bit different from what you're used to.
That is really cool though. You know, we get to see a different side of the game, which is really awesome.
The academy
And then we got our
students
Elite
often
Four.
engage each other in battle, and they formed a group called the BD League.
Wait, right? The BB League.
At the top of this league stand
The Elite Four. Which is 4 different really cool characters.
There's the level-headed student
Lacey.
the fiery, battle-loving cook
Crispin. Crispin cooks Pokeballs.
and cool-headed
Amaris.
and Drayton, whose
And
laid-back
Drayton.
attitude belies his impressive battle skills.
Which is really cool. Drayton's
His
really cool.
partner, our
And then
challenger,
our other evolution from Gen 8, Archilodon, which is really awesome.
Duraludon,
evolution
is
to
a new
Duraludon.
Pokemon that evolves from Duraludon.
Which is really awesome.
These fierce trainers are all waiting to be challenged.
Something I saw
To battle them,
on the
to
internet.
take on their elite
I don't. We can't really see it here.
Apparently,
I should have probably pointed it out when it was in the actual trailer, but
to be challenged.
right here it looks like the one of the bridges from Pokemon Black. Wait, actually, let me pause and let me get the bridge name because I should remember it, but let me just make sure because I don't want to say the wrong bridge. So yeah, let me get the name of the bridge. Yes, the Driftville Bridge, which is really awesome. Honestly, we're gonna see, so we can interpret that in a couple of different ways. There's been some rumors on the internet about what the next Pokemon game may be. Maybe you'll revisit Unova. Maybe this is a connection. Maybe this is a little tease. But I still think this is really cool. Obviously,
You'll first need to take on their elite.
I think the other connection was that this character, Drayton, is like a connection in terms of
Whose laid-back attitude
I don't remember
belies
their
his
name either.
impressive battle skills. His partner, Archilodon,
Okay, so yeah,
Pokemon that
Drayton
evolves from
is a like
These fierce trainers
is
are
like
all
a-
waiting to be challenged.
it's like a
To battle
I
them,
forget what they're
you first
called.
need to take on their elite trial.
Not a successor, obviously, but
One of these trials
like he's connected to Drayden from Gen 8, one of the gym leaders, from not Gen 8, Gen 5, which is really cool. That could be a little tease. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Drayton in whatever the next game may be, if it's in Unova. But we get our little mini game here as well, which is the flying time trial, which is really cool.
Perhaps this latent power will be fully unlocked someday.
There you go. There it is. They can fully fly around. They're teasing it. They're teasing they can fully fly around with Miraidon and Koraidon, which is really awesome. I hope that actually happens. I mean, maybe it's just a little tease. Maybe a little
One of the
hint, hint,
extracurricular
but-
activities at Blueberry Academy
the League Club. You can build your own. You can like craft your own area to where you want to live.
has its
Not
own
where you
club
want to
room,
live, but
which you can
design yourself.
decorate as you please.
It's really cool. And then that's
Fun,
pretty
such
much
as by
it.
changing up your Pokeball throwing style.
Obviously, you could change the Pokemon throwing style, but that's
During
pretty
your
much it.
studies here, you'll be able to
This
invite
is
trainers
the
from
pretty much the
Paldea
last major thing they revealed in the
studies here, you'll be able to
presents
from
that you
Paldea.
can like meet some of the
At
gym
one point
leaders
during your
and
studies
characters
here,
from the
you'll be
Paldea
able to
region,
invite trainers from Paldea to be your special
which is really cool.
instructors.
And they can be your special
You can spend
instructor.
time with these trainers to
I will probably choose the water type water type characters just because water is my favorite typing.
get to know them better and battle
Like
them too.
our friend here, I forgot his name. What actually was he water?
Finally, your adventure will
He
lead
had-
you back to Paldea. What could the
Interesting.
hidden treasure of Area Zero possibly be?
And that's it. They're teasing a little bit. They're saying what is the hidden treasure of areas, or like what really is it? And we'll probably get the answer in the present, and by the time the actual DLCs are over. But that's still very cool.
That was Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet
And that is it.
DLC.
That is
The hidden treasure
the
of
entire
Area Zero.
Pokemon Presents, which is very exciting. That's very exciting. So the last things I wanted to talk about is I think I have them up, but I do have the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet website. This is the two Pokemon I was talking about where we didn't find out their names in the actual presents. And then I have Cerebi up, because Cerebi usually is up to date with the information that we were able to get. So I'm going to first talk about the stuff that we get from the Pokemon website, just because, we do have small articles for each of the major things from the presents. So the first thing that I didn't talk about this in the present itself, but mass outbreaks are phenomenons in which many of the same species of Pokemon appear in one location. After the release of the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero Part 1, the Teal Mask for Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet, limited time mass outbreak events will begin. During these events, certain Pokemon will become more likely to appear in mass outbreaks. So, the first one we're going to be getting is for Clefairy, which will be running from Thursday, September 28th to Sunday, October 1st. It appears that the full moon caused the Clefairy, causing them to gather en masse. While you can encounter Clefairy during your adventure in Kitakami, the setting for the Teal Mask, you normally can't find Clefairy in the Paldea region. During this event, however, you may find mass outbreaks of Clefairy there. Which is very interesting because I feel like this is like one of the connections that they're going to make where you can get some of the Pokemon from like the DLCs in the actual game, you know, in the main world, just in case you don't have the DLCs. I'm not sure if that's actually what they're saying here. Maybe you need the DLCs to get mass outbreaks like this, but I guess we'll see. It seems like these special mass outbreaks it seems like in these special mass outbreaks, you'll be more than likely than usual to encounter Clefairy with the upbeat mark. They must be in high spirits from basking in the moonlight. Make your way to Kitakami and the Paldea region and catch lots of Clefairy. And basically we get information about when it's going to be taking place. It takes place in Paldea and Kitakami. And there's some notes, you know, and some marks. If you haven't yet, there is a mark. I'm not sure if I will put the code in the description below, but you can get, I think, the Charizard from the Terra Raid battles that happened late last year. I think it was the first Terra Raid battles that happened with Charizard. You can get the that Charizard now with the Mighty Mark, and you can apply it. I think that's pretty cool. I'll put that code in the description. It's a mystery gift. If it's still going on, I will, because if it's not going on, then obviously it wouldn't make sense. But hopefully it is. So you guys can get the Charizard if you haven't yet. So then we get a little, it's right here. Actually, it's right here. Let me just show you all. You can get the Terra Pokemon X, or you can get the Dark Terra type Charizard with the code Dark Terra 0006, which is really cool. And it's basically to celebrate the release of Obsidian Flames, the newest Pokemon TCG set, which is very cool. Okay, and then the next next article was an expanded story connecting back to the Paldea region. On your school trip to Kitakami and your studies across the Blueberry Academy, the story of the hidden treasure of Area Zero will tie back to that Paldea region as well. That's basically how the presentation ended on, you know, just saying that. We found out what the names of both Paradox Raikou and Cobalion are, which is Raging Bolt and Iron Crown. We got our little screenshots from the trailers, and then we see them, and we see our official art of Raging Bolt and Iron Crown. Very cool. These are newly discovered Paradox Pokemon. Well, let me read that again. Newly discovered Paradox Pokemon will be appearing in the Paldea region. It seems you'll be able to encounter Raging Bolt in the hidden treasure of Area Zero for Pokemon Scarlet, and Iron Crown in the hidden treasure of Area Zero for Pokemon Violet, which is very cool. That does make me think that, you know, we haven't seen Entei and Terrakion yet. We probably will get Paradoxes for them. They might not reveal them early. That might be like, and if these aren't like an actual like event in the actual game, maybe those will be. We'll see. And then we continued on with the next article, which is 2 forms of the legendary Pokemon Terapagos. It becomes clear that this recently discovered Pokemon is in fact the legendary Pokemon Terapagos in its normal form, which is really cool. Right here, you know, we see it right there. It turns out that the form Terapagos was first discovered in is its Terastal form. Apparently, Terapagos is capable of taking on multiple distinct appearances, which is very cool. You know, we see Terapagos right here, you know. Look at Terapagos. Look at both forms of Terapagos. Very cool, very cool. Like Terapagos. Terapagos is a very cool Pokemon to like be the mascot of the second DLC. So obviously they teased it in the actual game itself, but you know, still very cool. You don't see that. The next article was train your Pokemon and battle as a member of the League Club in Blueberry Academy's League Club in the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero Part 2. Indigo Disc trainers participating in the BB League, including the Elite Four, get together and train through Pokemon battles. You can visit the club room to meet up with people you've encountered at Blueberry Academy and deepen your bonds with them. The club room computer. You can use the computer in the club room to lend a hand to other clubs that need funding for their activities. If you donate blueberry points, BP, it's not battle points, it's blueberry points, a currency used within the academy, you may receive thank you gifts from the club you've donated to. For example, if you donate blueberry points to the Blueberry Academy Art Club, you'll be able to redecorate the league room, which is really league club room, which is really cool. And then finally, we see about special guests. During your time at Blueberry Academy, you'll be able to invite familiar faces from the Paldea region for a visit. When you invite a trainer over, you can talk to them and take pictures together. If you defeat one of these trainers in battle, you'll also be able to trade Pokemon with them, and you might just see a side of them you haven't seen before, which is very cool. That's probably also going to be something like, they're referring to, here you can deepen your bonds with certain characters. That's probably also going to be part of this. We can see a side of certain like gym leaders and some of the characters that we haven't seen before, which is very cool. And then basically we saw, we can enter the Blueberry League and take on Blueberry Academy Elite Four, like they mentioned in the last article. The Elite Four in the hidden treasure of Area Zero, Part 2, the Indigo Disc. Blueberry Academy has its own Pokemon battling league called the Blueberry League, aka the BB League, where students battle each other and climb the ranks based on their skill. The school's top 4 trainers, known as the BB League Elite Four, the school's top 4 trainers are known as the BB League Elite Four, and they're looked up to by the entire student body. You'll receive an invitation to join the Blueberry League from Drayton, which may be connected to let me get the name again. Drayden. So, maybe connected to Drayden. Who knows? I should remember that because Gen 5 is my favorite generation. I don't know how I don't remember these names, but Drayton, a member of the BB League Elite Four. You'll be able to take on the BB League Elite Four in the terrarium, where each biome is occupied by a different member of the BB. I didn't actually know that. I didn't think about that. That is interesting. So, I guess maybe I won't get a little ahead of myself, but maybe they will explain which of the terrarium each of them are in. Elite Trials preludes the BB League Elite Four. To battle one of the BB League Elite Four, you must pass their Elite Trial. Each trial is different. Aim to defeat the BB League Four and become the best trainer in the Blueberry Academy. Flying. In order to tackle the Elite Trial set by Amaris, your legendary Pokemon, Koraidamaran, can take a supplement that will grant it the power to fly. It seems like this power is only temporary, but perhaps someday this hidden potential will be fully unleashed. Yeah, we're going to be able to fly around. No way they're teasing that, not allowing us to fly around. The members of the BB League Elite Four, so we got Lacey, which Lacey is an earnest and caring. She will show you around Blueberry Academy once you arrive. We got Crispin, which Crispin enjoys cooking in red hot battles. After club activities are finished, he often puts his cooking skills to work so that he and the other 3 members of the Elite Four all can enjoy a meal together. We got Amaris, which is a tactician and keeps her cool in any situation. But underneath their ironclad exterior, she seems to really care about her friends. And then we got Drayton, who may act lackadaisical, but apparently he's a force to be reckoned with in battle. He doesn't seem to go to class often. The rumor has it he's had to repeat a year thrice already. Drayton, you gotta be going to class, my man. Like, how aren't you going to class, Drayton? What? It's kind of weird. Drayton's gotta go back to class, Drayton. And then, we're going back to the team. Sorry, I'm going all over the place. I'm just trying to go through every single article. But we're going to the next article, which is the new ways to play in the land of Kitakami. So we got, so this is new ways. So this is one mini game, which is so the first mini game is Ogre Oustin, which is a special event that has been passed down as a tradition in Kitakami since long ago. Your goal is to ride on your Pokemon, collect berries by popping ogre balloons, and bringing those berries to the berry table. As a reward, you can receive Mochi, that can be used to increase the base points of your Pokemon stats, or even Fresh Start Mochi, which can reset the base points of your Pokemon stats. You'll be able to try your hand at Ogre Oustin with up to 3 other people online or players online and or via local wireless connection. Try using teamwork to take on harder difficulty levels together. For example, some players can focus on popping blooms from far away, while others drive off the greedy Pokemon that come after the berries you've already gathered. Ooh, interesting. It's like a boss rush type of thing. Obviously, it's not as intense as a boss rush, but it's like what is it? It's like what the Team Star battles were, where you have to throw out your Pokemon, but obviously there's another layer to it now where you have to pop balloons as well, which is very cool. Taking photos with your Pokemon just got even more fun. The Roto Stick. During your adventure, you can receive the Roto Stick. It lets you take pictures with wider angles, which is great for capturing moments together with your friends or Pokemon. Use the Roto Stick to take your photos to the next level. You can now tell Pokemon walking beside you to wait in place. This can help you set up the ideal angle for your photos, and you can also share photos now, which will allow you to be able to share photos taken during Union Circle sessions with other members of your group. Why not preserve lots of precious memories with your friends this way, which is very cool. I haven't done any Union Circle with anybody that I know that's gotten the game yet, so maybe I'll talk to them about this. Maybe we can do some Ogre Oustin, or we can take some pictures. Who knows? I think that's kind of exciting. That's like a little bit of a quality of life feature, the last part of that, and then obviously the mini game. I think that's pretty cool. So then we got search Pokemon as in another mini game. Search Pokemon to photograph in the Timeless Woods. During your adventure in the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 Part 1, the Teal Mask, you will encounter Perian, a young woman who is visiting Kitakami. Maybe she's from Sinnoh. Who is visiting Kitakami in hopes of encountering and photographing a certain Pokemon. Your search for this mysterious Pokemon will take you to the Timeless Woods, a place where the people of Kitakami rarely thread. With Perlin by your side, you'll be able to take snapshots of Pokemon in the area as you seek out mysterious Pokemon together. Maybe we'll see a special Pokemon appear from this. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, and then we get an introduction a little bit more to Perlin. Perlin is a camera-loving traveler with an easygoing personality. It seems she's searching in search of a certain Pokemon and wants you to take a photo of it, which either is going to be like a Pokemon like Ogerpon, or we're going to actually when we play the game, we're going to see a new Pokemon that's going to be revealed, which is either way pretty awesome. And then we get a little section about Ogerpon. Right here, So this kind of talks about what I was saying earlier about what does that really mean? Does Ogerpon get his own Terrastal state or form? Ogerpon has recently been sighted in its Terrastal state in the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 Part 1, the Teal Mask, but its appearance seems to differ from that of most other Terra Pokemon. Exactly what sort of power this legendary Pokemon possesses is still unknown. Again, probably a mystery you're going to have to solve in the actual DLC itself. Explore Kitakami by orienteering during your school trip. After arriving in Kitakami for a school trip in the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 Part 1, the Teal Mask, you'll get to explore the land's rich history by participating in an orienteering activity. You and other students will be tasked with traveling the land in search of signboards that depict stories from one of Kitakami's oldest folktales. As you learn more about the history of Kitakami, you may even unmask its mysteries. And then, we meet Briar. Miss Briar is a teacher at Blueberry Academy and is in charge of the school trip you'll be embarking on. She'll visit your academy in Paldea. I think it's Briar, right? Briar. I don't know how I got distracted by that. In the Paldea region to meet you before setting out. Briar has an extremely inquisitive disposition and shows a keen interest in the Terrastal phenomenon. We'll go. I think we have one more article after this. We'll probably see her again in the Blueberry Academy. Not Blueberry Academy. The Indigo Disc. We'll probably see her again one more time. I have to imagine that you know, what is it? I have to imagine that there's like some connection between the DLCs, and it'll probably be Miss Barar. We get the last article about the special event Mewtwo and Mew. You get Mew right now if you get the if you do the code, the mystery gift code, and then during this event you'll be able to use mystery gift Mew, which cannot be encountered via normal gameplay. With your very own Mew and some powerful allies by your side, you'll be able to take on Mewtwo with the Mightiest Mark in terror battles. Keep an eye out for other activities featuring Mew and Mewtwo, which is very interesting. You might have other wait a minute. Okay, so we'll come back to this in a minute because that might answer my question about that. Can you have any Terra Elastilized? I mean, Terrorade, Terraform for Mew. But I was saying I was probably gonna Miss Brar again in the Indigo Disc, just because I think, you know, there's a reason why they keep mentioning. I mean, they don't keep mentioning, but there's a reason why she is from the Blueberry Academy. So we'll probably see her, and we'll probably also see. Let's see if they updated this. Did they update the characters for DLC? No, they didn't. Okay, so let's go back to the presents. We'll probably see. I don't remember their names, but the other two characters they said, the brother and sister from the teal mask. Let me get Carmine and Kyrian, which is very cool. Kyrian's got Diplin, which is very cool. Which is very, very cool. And then so again, we'll probably see those characters again. Those probably be the main characters that are, you know, go between both the DLCs. Because I think one of them actually may have also been in the poster for the DLC. Let me see. Yeah, right here. They're both right there. So they actually might be like the main focus. They might be the main characters we really talk to in the DLC, which is very interesting. That's gonna be very, very, very interesting to think about. And then we go to Pokemon. I don't think they have the two paradoxes here yet. No, they don't. But they did add Archelon, which Archelon meat is the evolution of Duraludon, which you can find in the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 Part 2, the Indigo Disc. It is the ally Pokemon. It is Steel Dragon, 6'7". It weighs 132.3 pounds, and it has the ability of Stamina and Sturdy. In a pinch, it takes on a bridge-like appearance. When in trouble, Archelon extends its normally bent torso, trading some of its mobility for a more stable center of gravity. While it's like this Pokemon resembles a magnificent steel bridge, the Driftville Bridge. Archudon builds up a static electricity and fires a powerful beam. Terminals at the end of its limbs gather and store static electricity, which Archudon can use to fire a powerful beam made up of electric energy not normally generated within its body. Archelon can gather static electricity more easily during storms and other inclement weather, allowing it to fire off its beam faster than usual. And it also has a new move. With this electric type special move, Archelon gathers vast quantities of energy and fires off a high voltage electric bolt of electricity. Under rainy weather conditions, Archelon can immediately fire off this attack without having to spend time charging it up. Very cool. And we got Diplin as well, which Diplin is the. Okay, so that's actually really important because you get to meet. I forgot that you get to meet one of them in the Teal Mask, one of them in the Indigo Disc, which is really cool. So we got Diplin in the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 Part 1, the Teal Mask, which Diplin is the Canada Upper Pokemon, Grass Dragon, 1 foot 4 inches, weighs 9.7 pounds, and it has the ability Super Sweet Syrup and Gluttony. And it is a newly discovered evolution of Applin. This newly discovered evolution of Applin is distinct from Flapple and Appleton. The head sticking out seems to belong to one of two separate creatures. while the tail belongs to the other creature. Both creatures help each other out from within their shared apple. Dipplin coats themselves in syrup. Dipplin coats their apples with syrup produced within their bodies. The layers of fragrant syrup bugles opponents. The new move it has is Syrup Bomb. One move that Dipplin can learn, Syrup Bomb, is a grass type special move that causes an explosion of syrup. This move coats the target in syrup and causes its speed stat to lower each turn for 3 turns. And then its special ability, Super Sweet Syrup, it's the first time it appears. It'll be Dipplin's Super Sweet ability appears for the first time in part 1 of the Teal Mask. When Dipplin enters battle, the scent of its syrup spreads across the battlefield, lowering the evasiveness of opposing Pokemon. And that is that. That is pretty much everything that, Pokemon website and the Pokemon Presents showed. But I will do also one more thing and check Cerebi for you all just to see if they talked about anything else. So, Hidden Treasure Area 0. Do they have? Yeah, they do. So, new Pokemon from the DLC. We don't know anything really. Okay, so we don't know anything about the 2 paradoxes just yet. We know about all of this right now. We did see this, the normal form of Terrapagos in the one of the early trailers for Horizons. So I guess that was kinda, we kind of knew about it. But again, like I said earlier, I thought maybe it would just been like an evolution, but it's a new form, which is really cool. Let me just make sure, because we got the legendaries. Okay, we got the returning Pokemon there, and then Indigo Disc. Archelon doesn't have a picture yet. But yeah, so that is it. Okay, so it seems like pretty much everything we know comes from the Pokemon website and the Pokemon Presents right now. I think that's also the same with most of the other announcements. Detective Pikachu, Pokemon Presents itself. Okay, so yeah, so that seems like we know everything now based on the Pokemon Presents information, right? Yeah, it seems like it. Okay, so that is all I have for you all today. So I hope you all, this Pokemon Presents was, honestly, looking at like all the information we got from it, you might have not, if I'm watching it, you might not thought that there was a lot of information, but for Pokemon itself, this is a lot of information. It was 35 minutes of information. So, and this video is probably over an hour long. So yeah, that is all I have for you all today. I really, again, like this Pokemon Presents. The more I did this video, the more I liked it a lot because we found out a lot more information than what I remembered from the Pokemon Presents that aired a couple hours ago. But yeah, that is all I have for you all again today. So I hope you all enjoyed both the Pokemon Presents and this summary video and my reaction. If you watch that, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure it makes you happy because it rhymes with generic happy. And goodbye. The Pokemon Presents was really cool. Woo!